Hello guys and welcome to another video, the second time I upload a video today. This was a video that have been requested, and it's the update on my Exodus deck and actually some in-depth gameplay. Let's see how the deck has changed. I put in Asteroids Belt because this card is incredibly strong and allows you to ramp into your heavy hitters and actually do more damage with the Exodus ability. We have one more Ghost Legionary. This card is very strong and can snowball you the game outright. Two of is very recommended. Then we have one covered support, the instrument that I actually purchased, and it's doing great for me. And the rest of the deck it's very similar to what I had. Also, I think I included one drilling site. How this deck plays? This deck wants to buy time in the first turns, and actually how you play is dictated more by the enemy than your actual gameplay pattern that you do all game, like for example Rasa or more straightforward warlords or Perturabo, for example. You can play the slow game, you can try to burst down the opponent, also, although you may have a lot of difficulties doing it before turn 9, turn 10, because most of your damage is coming from Exodus ability, Audilon score, the harrowing and the instrument. Actually, games can end very quickly because of Ghost Legionary, but overall this deck is more of a tempo control deck than an aggro deck like the Serpent version, which I tried, but I did not had great success with it, so I returned to my main version of the deck. This is also having double Airwing instead of one that you usually see in the Serpent Exodus deck. Makes your matchup with Canis a lot easier, because you having double Airwing, you almost always, if you drew both, destroy all of his weapons that actually deal a ton of damage to him. Covered support is a nice deck that can actually save you your ass, especially against warlords that cannot remove this outright, like Lemon Rush, for example, and you will see a game in which covered support actually does really well. Then we have standard stuff in order to lock down the opponent while we constantly deal damage with Pale Spear. I think that this card in this kind of deck is really good. In more bursty kind of deck you can actually not play Pale Spear, because it's very slow and it requires at least 3-4 turns in order to make up for the cost. For example, the new Scoria purple card deals 5 damage for 5 energy, so if you draw 4 cards you actually are dealing 4 damage for 4 energy, which is okay. And you basically need to stay alive for at least 3, 4, 5 turns in order to this to become really good. Also, we play an orbital base to combo with the Pale Spear, and this actually can deal a shit ton of damage that it's often unexpected, because it costs only 3 energy. And this paired with Exodus Warlord ability can deal up to 17 damage, 10 cards plus 7 energy of remaining for Exodus ability. Then we have standard draw stuff, Siriaru Squad, Leptitio Divinitatus, Void Engagement, Command Bridge, Abandon Supplies. These are necessary because you need to draw, and you also need to make your opponent draw in order to make Arrowing deal more damage, and Fortunus Veteran to work, and actually pair really nicely with Ghost Legionary. Silent Death is a card that saved me a lot of times. It's very good against desperate defenses because you can lock the two things you put in play for one turn. It doesn't pay very well with Pale Spear, but I do think that the trade-off of having Pale Spear is very good, also because this breaks shields, and shields can be really a pain in the ass otherwise, because Exodus does not have any way to remove a shield. So if you do not have anything on the board, Pale Spear can actually win you the game only by proccing the shield. And then we have one of many, which is mandatory because this card can make you survive burst decks, and also give you more legionaries to play with, and make you draw more cards or gain even more health if you have the luck to take Alfarius. By the way, also both Ingopek and the other guy, Dinat, are both very interesting in some matchups, because this can make your opponent really struggle to hit you and finish you because of Secret Orders. And Dinat is very good because he can lock stuff in place for a long period of time. And also can deal 2 damage for 2 energy without needing to charge like Exodus instead. So let's jump into some games. I will try to take games that are actually very different in how you play. For example, we can start with the first match I did today, which was against Ornatov. About the matchups, I do think that actually Lucretia is one of the worst matchups you can get. Ornatov is okay, not great, because even if he has 30 health, he starts with 1 more energy, and you can struggle if he plays maybe Manifest Destiny to deal enough damage to kill him. I played the Void Engagement instead of putting the trap, because I actually want to dig more in my deck, and I do not need to put Seeds of Betrayal right now. This can be really useful late game, but now it's not that good. He has steroids, now he has 4 energy, and things already become really scary. Also because I do not have a great follow-up except for Aleph Null Veterans, which gives me board presence and actually stuns him, so he can't make something frontline. I then attack because I need to reduce his health pool. Since he is a 30 health warlord, I'm incentivized to attack. I drew Harrowing, which is very nice. At this point I make a trap and play the false flag because it's really strong, and we drop the Siriaru squad in order to draw and actually thin our deck, because this hand is not that good and we need to draw. Also, if we can get an Asterisk Belt, this actually will come in a turn sooner, which is good. Now he clears both of my stuff, but he is at 21 health, and he drops a Hydra. Now Hydra is very bad, but I decided to take the 9 damage and play the Asterisk Belt, because actually they become it allows me to speed up my game plan, and I transform into Exodus in order to avoid the damage for the Hydra, but he has anti-stealth, so he hit me for 10, 11 actually, because of the laser rifle section. Now this can no longer be stunned with the Silent Health, and it's also frontline, so I decided to play the trap and destroy it. Sometimes it's the right play to not go face with Exodus damage, especially if your end is very bad. You may want to limit the enemy's resources. Also next turn he's gonna Desperate Defenses, so and he also got the Manifest Destiny, so this game is now actually really scary and dangerous. We got the Pale Spear. We can remove this for energy and actually put something on the board. Then we play the Ghost Legionary. This can grow and actually become very scary, and neutral warlords do not have great ways to remove this kind of stuff. I did not play Pale Spear, also because I want to silent death his Desperate Defense and actually let this grow even further. Now I can drop Pale Spear, of course after Silent Death, and this is why Pale Spear, in my opinion, is really good, because now we can draw, and then actually by drawing we break shields. This can become even stronger. Now we draw again. We got the second Arrowwing. Since he has two Desperate Defenses, I can deal with one, but then I need to deal also with the other. He drops two Defensive Satellites and kills my thing. Also he has 7 cards in hand. I then decided to drop the Harrowing. And then I face bashed. This was because I was not sure about the amount of damage I could do in the next turn, so I decided to face bash. Now you will see later in this game a very bad play from my part that I did not actually realize, because no one plays the Sharon Knight squad, and I forgot what it does. He bashes. Since I'm on life support mainly, but I have a ton of stun in my hand. This can stun this, I have another stun next turn, and now the cover support goes in. If he plays Desperate Defenses or a big stuff, this is gonna stun it and buy me another turn. Then he plays a Doombringer, if I reckon correctly. Yes, it is, but he gets stunned. So this actually is very good for me, because allows me to have one more turn. Now we have Lectitio for card draw, and we spread a little bit more damage. And we have the instrument. We drew another card, and now I forgot that this actually gains plus 3 attack, so I could have bashed and actually stun this in order to kill put him on survivor right away. Sabotage in order to hit me for 5. Then I have lethal because of Landa Thunderhawk plus the damage from Exodus. So it actually didn't matter that much, but it was a bad play from my part. And then we finish it with the hero power. Then let's see a game versus Rasa, which is one of the most difficult matches, because he's very aggressive and we actually rely a lot on stuns and we cannot stun worded stuff. So this is fine. We got the cover support, we have a stun for his turn 2. We have command bridge for fishing out what we need. He plays the Secutari Axiarch. We drew asteroids and we play this because it puts us on 4 energy and we can then command bridge and Aleph Null next turn. We kill this because he procs survivor, and then when he is gonna attack again he will die. He plays the Aldrim Hunters, which means that we will take a ton of damage this turn. Very good opening by his part. Now I want to get this down because if he plays Baelai I am actually able to remove it. So we stun Rasa, not the 2-3, we stun Rasa, because if he plays Wolf Claw we actually lose our board and take 3 damage. We take Lectitio and we smash the Hunters. Even if this attack the pack doesn't actually trigger, so it's fine. Electitio. We drew one of many, which is interesting because now we can change things up. We play the Ghost Legionary and we do Lectitio. So this grows and become a bit bigger. We kill this. This card is very scary because it makes Rasa attack 3 times alone, so it needs to go. Now we have Silent Death. If he plays big taunts or big stuff, we can stun it for a turn, and another turn with Lambda Thunderrock. But we have also covered support. Now he kills my Ghost Legionary. He needs to do that because otherwise this is gonna snowball completely out of control. We drew Instrument, which can be really strong with the 7-5 flank. We though put down cover support and we kill the Hunters. Now everything that he is gonna play is gonna get stunned. Even flank doesn't work against this, and buys me a turn against everything else. Both are stunned. And now we can start to develop a bit of a board. And we have also double arrowing. We actually switch back to Alpha Legionary, and we play Siriaru Squad in order to draw. I think we also Drilling Site and Abandoned Supplies maybe. We kill the Hunters because they are scary and we actually want less stuff on the board. It then kills this. I did not attack Ragvard because if I attack this, he can smash with his face and actually do not trade any card. Instead, he traded 2 cards for 1. Now he plays another Hunters and actually kills my Siriaro squad, which was expected. We though got Ingopech, which is really good. We Pale Spear, and now we can Enemy Within, Drilling Sight and Thunderrock in order to lock this board and actually buy us some time. And we transform into Ingopech in order to draw a card. Because we are still in trouble. They are really big, and also he drew our trap. And now his health is much similar to ours. Also this turn we can Arrowing. And actually kill his whole board. He plays Baelai. We though have Thunderrock, and also we can stun with Silent Death. So now we Thunderrock his face in order to stun both of his troop, and now we can Void Engagement in order to deal damage with Pale Spear and also deal 2 damage to him. We drew another Void Engagement that can make us kill him this turn, but we drop the Fortunus Veterans. This deal 2 damage, and then we bash with our face, and he's dead. And then a last game I'm gonna show you is against a knight. Cerastus Macabus is strong warlord, not as strong as Gravewalker in my opinion, but against some warlords he can actually do better because he does not have a limited amount of weapons. He actually has as many as he wants. So even if he is less aggressive than Gravewalker, he can actually hurt pretty bad. We put a trap because we do not have a better play, and if he drew later, maybe it can kill something, so it's okay. We now play this and stun. If he doesn't have the battle cannon, we are fine and can smack for 5 next turn. And then we have Fortunus Veteran for stunning him again. But he plays the Munition Depot, and this is 100% gonna die, because it's very scary. We drop the Fortunus and stun Markham, then kill the depot. A thing is that Macabus, since he creates weapon, often they do not play a lot of weapon in the main deck, so I'm actually safer of less rifle and such. We drew, unfortunately, we drew a troop. We one of many in order to get another option and gain a bit of health back. Then we smack for 6. And now I am 10 health above him, and we got Alfarius, which can give us another 5 health. He plays the flame cannon. And the Martian emissary. Now we drew Thunderrock, but we decide to asteroids in order to get sooner at 10 health. Now I can smack, or I can directly go to Exodus at full health and start to charge in order to deal 8 on his turn. This is gonna die, but I don't care. He plays another flame cannon, which makes me think that he has a ton of weapons in hand, but actually destroying 2 weapons for me is fine. I am 100% gonna use my power next turn in order to destroy both of his weapons. Then next turn we have Arrowing, and he has 6 cards in hand. He house Macabus, but this is actually a thing that can occur. You drew without Macabus and you actually proc a trap. And he plays Battle Cannon. Now I want to get rid of this, but I'm not comfortable with taking another 6 damage for the Macabus house. So I think that I actually Arrowing and charge up my weapon. Because if he doesn't play a shield, he's dead anyway. He plays Drakiavak and gains 5, which is very annoying, but I have eventually the instrument in order to make this deal 5 to him. He plays the Iron Shield, and this card is extremely annoying since I do not have a Pale Spear. I cannot remove the shield safely, and I have to face bash. although I have Thunderrock in order to deal 4 damage, or I can directly score, and I score, in order to deal 3 to him, and also stun the Drakiabak. Now he has to deal with a 9-9, and still he can't use the Gravity Cannon if he has. So he deal 3, use another Battle Cannon, okay. And actually he uses another one, so he had 3 battle cannons in hand, and actually my harrowing now would be much less stronger, so um, it was a good play to play it the turn before. Now we have 6 damage from hands with Fortunus and Thunderrock, and we can stun. Again, I bashed in order to break the shield, and now he's stunned. If he has Vaironi plus Graviton plus Drilling Sight, I lost, but he had still 14 cards in the deck, so I was comfortable of him not having the 3-card combo. So this was a second gameplay and explanation of Exodus. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you guys next time.